We'll start standing. Everybody's already standing. And we got to get moving today. Okay, I have a fun little drill for us to work on as we go into our practice. At least I thought it was fun. We'll see how it goes. Let us take a nice inhale together, even as we move our arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Move me and breathing. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, and on your exhale, fold forward, bending the knees as much as you need to so that you can place your hands on the ground and then pedal out the knees, kind of just bending back and forth. And let's end with the knees bent so that we can really generously lay our chest, our ribs onto the thighs as we fold forward. Keep those knees and hips bent as you round it up one vertebra at a time. Come up to standing, reach the arms up overhead, exhale, fold forward. Bending knees as much as you need to. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, drop the hips, round it up. We're gonna do some movements like that, reaching up, and then exhale, fold forward. Knees can be bent or not. Inhale, half lift. When you exhale and fold, do bend the knees so that you can round it up, reaching the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, knees bent, and then round it up as you inhale, reach the arms up. Again, fold forward. Half lift. Fold, knees bent. Round it up. Two more. Exhale, fold. Half lift. Fold. Round it up as you inhale. Fold on the exhale. Half lift. Fold, drop the hips, round it up, reach the arms up overhead. On this exhale, fold forward. Half lift. Palm the mat, step back to the top of your push-up. Holding our plank for 5. Puff that space out between the shoulder blades. 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees, lower all the way down to the ground. Inhale into your up dog, or cobra, I meant to say. And then downward facing dog. Pedal out this down dog, move things around. You might feel we need to move around in any of our postures today, no worries. On your next inhale, we're traveling to Malasana, so maybe you're gonna tiptoe forward or walk forward. Drop the hips as an early Malasana, so be gentle about where you're at. Take another exhale, and then on an inhale, shoot it up. Hands overhead, walk those feet back together, and fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Palm the mat, step back to the top of your push-up. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, on the toes or on the knees, lower all the way down to the ground again. Inhaling into your cobra. Make your way to down dog. Pedal out the feet anytime you would like in your down dog. Feel free of going, again, I'm going to say it, to take extra movement. On your next inhale, travel into Malasana. Sink the hips. Hands might come to heart center. Lengthen the spine. Take an inhale. And exhale here. On your next inhale, shoot it up. Reach the arms up overhead. Walk the feet together. I think that's a car. And then, or maybe it's a bird. Fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Palm the mat, top of your push-up. Side plank on the right, whether you come to the knee or stay on the toes in some manner or another. And then take your side plank the other direction. Back to your plank, lower as you're ready. And then inhale into your up dog or cobra to downward facing dog. One more time, come forward into your Malasana squat. Hands at heart center. Take an inhale and exhale. Reach the arms up overhead. Listen up. Keep those feet wide this time, but turn so the outside edges are parallel. hands to the hips. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, fold forward, a mini wide leg forward fold. Hands can come to the ground as you sink in. And maybe it feels a bit good to sway side to side or nod your head. Hopefully that sun is warming up some part of you. So we'll come back to standing, maybe drop the hips a little bit so you can round it up, and then come up to standing, bring the feet back together as you reach up overhead. On an exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift, palm the mat, step back to the top of your push-up. Side plank on the right, side plank on the left. Through a vinyasa or no vinyasa to downward facing dog. From your down dog, let's bring the right leg up, three-legged. Exhale, bend and stack, open up to the side. Knee to same arm as you exhale. Sweep it back up, three-legged. Plant your foot top of the mat. High lunge. Reach the arms up overhead. Okay, let's settle into this first high lunge. So find how deep you can bend into the front leg. Energy out the arms, reach that back hamstring to the sky. On an exhale, open arm twist to the right. Staying here, maybe sinking another inch. Come back to center, reach the arms up overhead, and then open up into warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Straighten the front leg, turn the foot, wide leg, fold hands to the hip. And then fold forward, hands to the ground. Inhale, halfway up. On your exhale, fold again for 5, 4, activate into the belly, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come part way up, walk your hands to the top of the mat. Surround your right foot, step the back foot part way forward into pyramid. Now, we might want to come up here with hands on the shins in pyramid, just depending on how flexible we feel this morning, or hands could be on the foot or the ground. Fold over that straight leg to wherever you're able to. And on an inhale, begin to lengthen, soften the front knee. We're stepping forward into chair pose. So just bring that left foot forward and sink the hips, chair pose. If it feels a bit cold to have the arms overhead, you could always have them down by your side or heart center. We're here for another 3, 2, 1, fold forward. Half lift. Take the vinyasa of your choice to downward facing dog for the other side. On the inhale, left leg comes up. Exhale, bend and stack, open up to the side. Knee to same arm as you inhale, or exhale, Inhale, lengthen it back out, three-legged. Step to the top of the mat, high lunge. Reach those arms up overhead, or again, if it's a bit cold, you could have your hands at heart center. Really reach that back hamstring to the sky, pull the belly in. Open arm twist to the left. Reach through your hands, crown of the head reaching to the sky. On an inhale, come back to center, and then open up warrior two. Straighten the front leg, turn the feet, wide leg forward fold. As you exhale, come into your forward fold, maybe hands at the floor or maybe holding on to your ankles or shins. 5 breaths here again. Inhale, come halfway up, hands in front of you, and then walk your hands to surround your left foot. Step the right leg forward part way for pyramid. Placing your hands wherever they need to be, on your shin or on the ground, wherever that might feel good. Find your breath, find your belly engagement. First, lengthen up on the inhale, then soften that front leg as you step forward into your chair. Chair open arm twist to the right. opening up to the right, seeing if we can still keep the knees level and find our twist. Come back to center, reach the arms up overhead, open arm twist to the left. Come back to center, arms reach overhead, forward fold. Half lift. Step back to the top of your push-up, top of your push-up. Side plank on the right, any variation you might choose. Take that side plank the other direction as you're ready. Through a vinyasa or no vinyasa, we'll meet in down dog. Inhale as you bring the right leg up. Exhale, bend and stack. Cross the body as you exhale, knee to opposite arm. Inhale, lengthen about three-legged. Step to the top of the mat. High lunge, reach the arms up overhead. Find that stability. Open arm twist to the right. Back to center, reach the arms up. Again, open arm twist to the right. Back to center, reach the arms up. One more time, open arm twist to the right. Back to center, reach the arms up overhead. Open it up into warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Extended side angle, listen up. We're gonna come into our side angle and then come back up into our peaceful warrior. Again, extended side angle as you exhale. Inhale into peaceful. One more time, extended side angle. Peaceful warrior. Straighten the front leg, wide leg fold, any hand placement you might like. Hopefully those built a little heat for you. Find your breath. Y'all look super cute in all of your headgear. Inhale into the half lift. Walk your hands to the top of the mat. Surround your front foot. Step forward for pyramid fold. Listen up as we step to the top of the mat. This time we're going to come into a figure four chair. So right away we're going to cross that left leg over and sink down into our figure four chair. So maybe we're going to bring the forearms onto the shins. Let's flex that left foot, make it nice and active, and then pull the belly up and in. Mine was hanging out like it was on a break. Unwind into chair just for an inhale, and then exhale, fold forward. Half lift. Palm the mat, step back to the top of your push-up. Holding for 5, plank. 4, 3, 2, 1. Vinyasa or no vinyasa, we meet in down dog. Inhale the left leg up. On your exhale, bend and stack. Cross the body as you exhale, knee to opposite arm. Lengthen it out on the inhale. Step to the top of the mat for your high lunge. Repeating our movements here as you exhale, open arm twist to the left. Inhale, come back to center. 2 more, link your breath and your movement. Once you find yourself back at center, open up warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Headed into our extended side angle, repeating this, come into the side angle and then inhale up, peaceful. Exhale into your side angle. Inhale into your peaceful. One more time, find that side angle before ending in your peaceful. Straighten the front leg, wide leg fold. Making sure you move your feet mindfully. One more breath. On your inhale, come halfway and then walk your hands to the top of the mat. Right foot comes forward for your pyramid posture. We'll be stepping into our figure four chair from here, balancing on that left foot as we sink down, right foot flexed and active. then wind into chair, just reach the arms up overhead, and then exhale to fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Palm the mat, step back to the top of your push-up. Bring the right knee down to the ground, turn the foot out so we're in the side plank with the knee on the ground, and then we're gonna come upright and take ourselves into gate pose the opposite direction. On the exhale, we'll come back down, maybe barely touching, maybe coming all the way, and then inhale as you come up into that gate pose. So we do have to push off of our hand a little bit on the bottom. We're trying to make that as light as possible, make our core do the work. One more time, inhale and come up. And then very slowly take it back down. Reach, reach, reach to that top arm and come to your plank again. Bring the left knee down, cock that foot out to the side, come into your side plank with the knee down, and then inhale as you come up and over into your gate. You know what we're doing. We're headed back into that side plank. Ooh, nice, soft, slow landings. Inhale up to make that core work hard. Exhale, plank. Inhale up. I think this is our last one, it will be. And then we'll come back down into that side plank, really reach that right arm before coming into your full plank posture. Take a vinyasa to down dog. From your down dog, walk your hands, towards the back of the mat. Bend the knees, round it up one vertebra at a time, reach the arms up overhead, and then hands to heart center. So because I haven't really cued this before, you might want to watch me do this one. See if my verbal cues actually make sense before we do this together. We're going to come into our chair posture, and then we're going to reach our hands down to the ground and let ourselves come down. Hover your foreleg, or like, what's this called? Tabletop. Hover your tabletop, and then use your arms to push back, and we're coming back into chair. So we're coming down, hands to the ground, hover our tabletop, push to come back into chair. Okay, I'm going to turn the other way so I can see everybody. Come down, hover our tabletop, and then push back into chair. Okay, now we know what we're doing. Let's do 3 more. So you don't have to do them exactly with my breath or my speed. I've got one more. Ending in this chair, and then stand upright, hands at heart center. Yeah, I think that was good for us. We'll definitely have to do that again. Inhale and exhale. The wind picked up. Sweep the arms up overhead. On your exhale, fold forward. Take a half lift and then walk your hands out, coming back to your downward facing dog. Move your feet however you need to. Take a breath. On an inhale, reach the right leg to the sky. Exhale, bend and stack. Stay right here, or take a flip dog or wild thing if you'd like to put that in your practice this morning. Nice, variations. Nice, Vanessa. Come back to your 3-legged down dog, and then hug it in, knee towards the nose. Hug it in for 3, 2, 1. Lengthen it back out, 3-legged step to the top of the mat. High lunge. Come back to our high lunge. On an exhale, open arm twist. Inhale, high lunge. 2 more, your own breath. Open up warrior 2 to peaceful. Extended side angle. You know where we're going. We've been here before. 3 rounds. Inhale to come up. Exhale to come down. End in your peaceful. Straighten out that front leg and reach your arm out into your triangle posture. Maybe in this weather it's not your deepest triangle. No worries. Pull the belly in and rotate open. On another exhale, take that top hand down to the ground. Soften the front knee if you need to, but we're twisting our triangle. It's a big wide triangle, so we might need to soften that front leg. And then we'll take that top hand down to the ground and walk it around into our wide leg fold, moving that right foot as you need. How does wide leg fold become such a restful posture, huh? This is how we make ourselves work too hard. Take another breath. Inhale, lengthen the spine. On your exhale, walk to the top of the mat. Come into your pyramid posture. Any hand placement you might like. Maybe you're playing around with reaching back. Maybe this is not their most flexible one of all time. That's okay. Pull the belly in. Come into our chair seated chair figure four, I meant to say. Let's play around with bringing fingertips or maybe even palms to the ground, and then use the strength of your core to come back up heart center. And then same thing again, where we're going to try to touch down, finding that balance and stretch, and then come back up, hands at heart center. And one more time, we're going to hand the hands down if it's possible. And then come back up and unwind, chair pose. Let's stand straight to Tadasana. Take a nice inhale and exhale. Reach the arms up overhead. Forward fold. Half lift. Vinyasa of your choice to downward facing dog. Left side, reach the left leg up, exhale, bend and stack, staying there, flip dog or wild thing. As you come out, and when you're ready, hug the knee in towards the nose. You'll hold it for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lengthen back out, step to the top of the mat. High lunge, we're headed into our repeats. Exhale, twist. Side angle 3 times, ending in your peaceful. Holding your peaceful, straighten out the front leg, come into your triangle. Revolving the triangle, taking that top hand down to the ground. Remember to soften that front knee as you need to. We're in a really wide triangle. Hand can fly, it could be on your hip. We'll take that top hand down to the ground and walk into our wide leg fold, turning the feet as you need to. Oh, maybe you feel like taking a headstand here. You could certainly do that. You could stay in your fold, or you could walk your feet in for Malasana. And I'll be honest, I just threw that in there so I could see what everybody was doing because I was facing away from everyone. Right, just depends on what you need. Take another breath here. We'll be making our way towards pyramid on the left, so many of us will have to make extra adjustments, but eventually we're coming into pyramid with the left leg forward. Any hand placement you might like. Coming forward to find that figure 4 chair balance. And we'll play around with reaching further. So even if we don't reach all the way down, just bringing the action of bringing the hands down and then coming back up is a real balance test. And we'll do that 3 times. Each side might be different anyway. Maybe like me, you lost track somehow, counting to 3. We'll come back to chair. And then Tadasana. Let's come down to the ground. So inhale, reach the arms up overhead. On your exhale, sink down into your chair and then keep going down until you have to come up onto your toes and until you can bring your hips all the way down to your heels. But we're trying to make that really slow and really work, right? Then we'll have a seat on the ground. However, we're going to do that whether we try to use no hands or maybe we use both hands. Let's come right into our Navasana. Linda gave me a good idea today. She was working a hollow body yesterday. I thought, oh, that'll be hard, so we should do it too. But first, a boat pose for 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, hollow body is where we're going to hollow out this area. Hands can stay down or reach overhead to be extra hard. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lie all the way down on the ground. Let's place your fingertips on the ground overhead. And this is just so we can put a little pressure into our arms and kind of activate into the chest. Bend both of your knees so your feet are on the ground. And then pull your knees up so that you have like this kind of tabletop or dead bug position. Fingertips are going to press into the ground as you straighten out your right leg, pulling the belly in, and then bring it back up, straighten out. So go back and forth, and as you focus on straightening your leg out, also press your fingertips into the ground overhead. Back and forth at your own pace, but of course I'm expecting that to be fairly slow. Pressing the low back down towards the ground. You're in control of how much you straighten out those legs. Pressing the fingertips, don't forget that part. All right, make sure you're nice and even, so do one more on each side. We didn't have to count, we just did it for a while. And then hug both knees into your chest. Okay, who felt that? I need to know. Okay, I didn't know if we had to do another round right away.
It's harder than it was.
Yeah, I think that action of pressing the fingertips, it kind of makes my whole upper core work. All right, let's rock and roll back and forth until you can find your balance on your sit bones. Feel free to use your hands. Back to our Navasana. We'll hold that again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's come over our legs and take a vinyasa or go right to your downward facing dog. That in my core, because when I got to down dog I was like, whoa, hello. Inhale the right leg up. On your exhale, knee to same arm. Inhale, lengthen it back out. Knee to opposite arm. Inhale, length. Knee to nose. Inhale, length. Step to the top of the mat. High lunge, reach the arms up. On your exhale, open arm twist, stay there and keep going with those arms so we find that kind of dancer stretch. Windmill out of this to warrior 2. Into peaceful. And then extended side angle, which will hold this time. So find the arm placement of your choice. Find the engagement you want. If you're feeling like you really want to take a bind, go for that. Those are extra hard in all these layers, in my opinion. Pull the belly in wherever you're at. Inhale, back up into your peaceful. Straighten the front leg, headed into your triangle. Again, we'll do a bit of a longer hold. So pull the belly in. Think about what can you stack, where do you need to engage? Twist and find your revolve triangle, whether you need to bend the front knee or not. Maybe if you're like me, you need to pull that right hip back. We're gonna go into our wide leg fold, but just for a moment. Sink in And then inhale to come part way up. Walk your hands to the top of the mat, pyramid pose. To standing splits this time. So plant those hands on the ground and reach that left leg high. Our standing splits are never going to be too exciting out here in this cold, but we're still going to reach that top leg toward the sky. And as you come out, find your figure four. Maybe nothing touches the ground, but maybe it does. No worries. Sinking into your figure four. Maybe playing around with opening your arms, pulling the belly in. With no hands, can you bring your chest closer to your front shin? Ooh, big stretch. Come upright, find your chair, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Half lift. Vinyasa or no vinyasa to down dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet. I know we still need to do the left side, but before that, let's drop the hips, round it up. We're coming up into standing and then hands to heart center. We're going to do that same drill where we come in from chair into that crouching tabletop. So inhale, arms up, sink back into your chair, and then hands down to the ground. Let's do 5 reps. Hover, and then come back into your chair. At your own pace, with as much control as you can find. I've got one more. After your last one, when you come to chair, then come back up to Tadasana. Let's take a breath. Yeah.
Rough there.
I know, I can feel that too. I like it. Okay, well, I didn't make that up. I found that on Instagram. All right, we got to make our way back to down dog for the other side. Inhale the arms up. Exhale and fold forward. Take a half lift and then walk your hands out, finding your down dog, moving your feet wherever they need to be. On the next inhale, left leg comes up, knee to same arm as you exhale. Inhale, length. Cross the body as you exhale. Inhale, length. Knee to nose. Inhale, length. Step to the top of the mat for your high lunge. Exhale into your twist. Stay in your twist. And keep moving the arms to find that dancing. Windmill out of that to warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Extended side angle. We're holding this one, so find any arm placement you might like. Find your belly engagement. We're coming up to our peaceful, straighten the front leg, triangle. Revolve your triangle. Remember, with this wide triangle, we might need to bend the front knee. I need to pull the left hip back. And then we'll walk it around to find our wide leg fold. We're only there for a moment. So we'll inhale halfway up and walk our hands to the top of the mat into pyramid first. And then standing splits. To reach towards the sky. Figure four chair as you come out of your standing split. Where we might play around with opening the arms. I feel like when I do this, like I'm like some kind of bird. And And then maybe you're gonna bring your chest down towards your shin. Wow, that's a lot tighter for me on this side. We'll come up, hit that chair first, and then straighten out. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Let's make our way to seated through our Malasana squat. So let's bring those feet nice and wide. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale and fold, not fold, squat down. Let's keep the left elbow on the inside of the knee. And I'm going to take my left hand to my heart so I have somewhere to ground it as I reach the right arm up overhead, and then even into a little bit of a side bend here. That right knee is working to stay open, right heel is working to stay grounded. Come back to center, first hands both at heart center. And then my right hand is going to come into my chest so that I can reach the left arm up and into that side bend. Release back to heart center and then have a seat on the ground. Yeah, I had to use my hands for that one because my feet felt like they were stuck. Okay, let's come into some Navasana work here. Maybe your toes are on the ground, maybe they're hovering, hands might be touching the ground, or they could be hovering. Let's play around with straightening one leg and then lowering and the other leg. So it's just a really slow movement while you're thinking about pulling the belly in towards the spine. One more time each side. We're going to hit that hollow body one more time also for a count of 5. Remember, we can have the arms down by the side or overhead for 5, 4, 3, 2. Nice work. All the way down. Take a nice long body stretch. We're going to come back into our core work with the fingertips on the ground overhead, elbows pointed up, and the knees bent. We'll mix it up a little bit though. So we'll take the feet and the shins parallel to the ground, and then instead of straightening out, I want you to hug the right knee in as far as it will go, still pressing to the fingertips, and then back to neutral or central, and then left leg in. So you're tucking in, like crunching the hip in instead of straightening out. Remembering to press the fingertips down into the ground. Slow movement, small movement. Press, press, press those fingertips. If that starts to go away, you got to remember to bring it back. And now you can stay with this movement or take it into a bicycle by hugging the right knee in and straightening the left one out. And then going back and forth, nice and slow. But remember, we're pressing, pressing, pressing into those fingertips. Find your breath. Press, press, press into those fingertips. And let's try for 3 more on each side. Ending by giving yourself a nice hug in. Oh, that was good, wasn't it? Yeah, rock side to side. And hold on to the back of your thighs so you can rock forward and back. This time we won't come to Navasana, we'll come to seated and a wide leg fold. Okay, but we're making this active. We feel it? I feel it. Ooh. Let's take a nice inhale together and exhale. So you can still use fingertips to support you, or no hands as you fold into this, maybe not as deeply as you always go, and then come upright. We're gonna do that 6 times. So here's a 6, and come up. You might find yourself going lower each time. 5, 4, is that bothering your hip? So you could instead do this, but if that bothers, you could also do this, and you're still gonna get this back strengthening and opening. But you know I lost track of how many.
1.
So. Oh, Ruth, thank you. Okay, so for what I have planned next, we might adjust for what you're doing, but the rest of us are gonna turn towards the right leg. You can use the hands, but what we're gonna do is come forward over the right leg and then sweep your body across to the left side. And then sweep across to the right side. And if that's not good for you, you could also do an action where you're coming like this and then side bending if you find that that's not going to be good for your hip. Yes. Okay, slow down, Ruth, but otherwise that looks really good. You're getting nice and forward. I like how people are doing different things to bind their fingers so they remember not to touch down. We'll come back to the center so that we can stay in our forward fold, hands or forearms or chest to the ground, and we'll stay here and breathe for 5. Not too long. I don't want us to get cooled off. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back upright. Bring the legs together. Ooh. Squeeze them in there with a nice hug while you're seated. And then come over your legs and press back into your child's pose. So you might choose to make that active in the arms, or maybe you're gonna sweep your arms behind you, or maybe you'll use your arms to really press and stretch out your low back. I've got another strength builder for you before we flow one more time. We'll come into forearm plank. So we'll all work at wherever level we're at. Maybe you're gonna come forward like you're gonna touch your chin down towards your thumbs. And then as you come back, push and bend to hover the knees. And then come forward and push back to hover. And if that's not working for you, the knees can be down on the ground. You can still come forward, pull the belly in, and then push back and come forward. So there's an option, I hope, for everyone here. Working at the level that you're at. You could certainly come into full plank and then drop the knees instead of hovering and come back into that plank as you come forward. Let's do 2 more. And then when you've finished, come down onto your belly and your forearms into Sphinx pose so we can stretch in the other direction. If you're like me, I've got my hips all clenched up, so I'm gonna see if I can release my hip muscles. Chest reaching through my shoulders. If you need more of a back bend than this, you could certainly place your hands on the ground, maybe a bit wide, and and press to straighten out the arms. Just depends on how you're feeling. How'd that do for those sore arms there? Betsy, that was mean of me, wasn't it? All right, let's come all the way down to the ground and stack the arms so you can rest your forehead, bend the knees, and windshield wiper back and forth. We'll go right to downward facing dog from here, flowing one more time before we finish class today. So maybe you would like to take a vinyasa here, or maybe, like me, you're gonna press back onto your hands and knees and then curl the toes to come to down dog. Pedal out that down dog. We need the opposite stretch here a little bit, right? On your inhale, bring the right leg up. Exhale, bend and stack. One more flip dog or wild thing. This is our last real back bend here, or bigger back bend, I should say. Breathe into it. Come out three-legged, and then hug your knee in towards your chest on the way to the top of the mat. Placing your foot down, come up into your high lunge, reach the arms up overhead. Open arm twist, back to your high lunge. Open arm twist, take it into dancer arms, back to open arms, high lunge, reach forward and up. One more time, open arm twist, dancer, windmill it around to warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Extended side angle back to our peaceful. Extended side angle back to peaceful. And then stay in this third side angle. Taking that as deep as you might like. For 3, 2, 1. Come all the way back up to peaceful, straighten the front leg. Triangle. Revolve your triangle. Remember that bend in the front knee as you need. Bring that top hand down, coming into our wide leg fold. We'll be here for 5 breaths if you want to take anything else here, or stay here in your stretch. Hands to the ground, come halfway up. Walk those hands to the top of the mat, step forward into your pyramid. On your next inhale, standing splits. And our standing balanced, coming into our figure 4 chair. So maybe you would like to open the arms like that bird, or maybe you want to reach your hands down toward the ground. Maybe you feel like flying your pigeon at this point. I don't know what your practice is needing for the moment. But we'll end in chair, standing at the top of the mat when we're all ready. Okay. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Vinyasa or no vinyasa to down dog. For the other side, last time flowing through. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, bend and stack. Final time to take a flip dog or wild thing. Nice. Come back to three-legged and then hug your knee in towards your chest on the way to the top of the mat. High lunge. Inhale it up. Exhale, open arm twist. Come back to your high lunge. Open arm twist. Keep those arms going into that peaceful arms. Back to open. High lunge. One more time. Open the twist. Dancer, peaceful arms. And then windmill it around to warrior two. Peaceful warrior. extended side angle, back up to your peaceful. Side angle, back to peaceful. Stay in this side angle for 3, 2, 1. Come back up to your peaceful. Straighten out the front leg, triangle. Revolve your triangle. Wide leg fold. Now if you need to make this a bit more active with the wind, then feel free to sway side to side. Just 2 more breaths. Inhale halfway up, walk to the top of the mat, bring the back leg forward for pyramid. Standing splits. Figure 4 chair balance. Any variation you might like. Stand and chair before coming into Tadasana. Sweep the arms up. Fold it forward. Halfway lift. Vinyasa or no vinyasa to downward facing dog. From down dog, walk those hands to the back of the mat. We're going to do that fun little drill one more time. Bend the knees, round it up, reach the arms up overhead, and then sink into your chair. 5 times, last round, hands, maybe you hover, come back up. Well, you know I lost track. I'm gonna do one more. That's bad, isn't it? And then stand, straighten your Tadasana. I did that on purpose so we could warm up just a little bit before we ended our class. Reach the arms overhead. Really maybe take an extra bit of back bend in that reach, and then fold forward. Pedal out your feet in this forward fold, let your head hang heavy. Maybe you'd like to take ragdoll instead. Come halfway up, walk your hands out to downward facing dog. And then bring your feet to Malasana. Maybe you're going to tiptoe or walk them or jump them. Play around with whatever you might like. Sinking into our final Malasana. Have a seat on the ground, however you're going to get there. And then round it down 1 vertebra at a time. Reach the arms up overhead. Take a nice long body stretch. Our last little bit of core work. We did a lot of core today. I wanted Betsy's arms or core to match her arms. Okay, so you can either hug the right knee in by bending it or leave the leg straight as you come up and reach past that leg. So you're either hugged in or leg straight, and then do 3 pulses. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Release, long body stretch, and do the other side. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Keep going back and forth. Maybe you play around with bending or straightening and see what that feels like on various rounds. Just keep going. Burn out that core. that gets a bit too tiresome for your neck, you can always place one hand fingertips behind and switch that hand as you pulse with the opposite straight arm. You get to decide which one. Two more rounds each side. And then end in your long body stretch. Oh, okay, no more sneaking in anything else except for some stretching and relaxing. Take a nice deep inhale and let it sigh out. Hug the right knee in towards your chest. Take a long body stretch, hug the left knee in towards your chest. Take a long body stretch, hug both knees in towards your chest. Maybe you like to rock a little bit side to side. For your final resting posture, I'm going to invite you to either take a seated meditation posture or a traditional Shavasana posture. If you're coming into a more traditional Shavasana from right here, just straighten out what you'd like. Otherwise, you could hold on to your legs still and come to seated if you would prefer to be seated. Let's just take a few moments of quiet. Right where you're at, either placing your hands at heart center or leaving them where they're feeling comfortable. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Well, let's do that one more time. Deep, full inhale and exhale. Thank you for joining me today and everyone else in practice. Namaste.